The alpha male, how do I become more alpha in my life? How do I become determined, have strong will, to have the ability to move on with my life independent of loss, of defeat, of resistance that comes my way? I can keep on track with my own determination, my own power, with who I am. See, because if I couldn't do that, then loss would mean something else. It would mean defeat. It would mean weakness. And if I were hurt or weak or somebody that had that, then it might creep into my identity of who I am. That I might be somebody that can never win. That if I were to try with what I have, what I'm born with my personality traits, what I've shaped in my own life, what have I become? See, I released a video actually today, and more of the reason to check out the YouTube channel is that being yourself, what the fuck is that when your life sucks? And see, that's the thing. This idea with the alpha male in our life doesn't come from biology. It doesn't come from science. And we'll talk about that a little bit. But what it comes from is the running of pain. That if we were in pain, that if we were to have defeat come our way over and over again, and if we were to feel it, if we were to know what weakness was like, and other people saw that and were to judge us, then we could be nothing. See, the way science goes and the way the animal kingdom works, and in wolf packs was the original coining of the term alpha, the omega, the beta, and so on, and the different roles that happened. The alpha was purely born that way. Yes, he did fight, but he was bigger and stronger. And these two factors were the things that shaped him. But in human context, which turns into our cultural context of what alpha means, it means to win. It means to be the best. It means that we survive in every single way. And we all know somebody who is that. But that is a person who has confidence. That is a person who has confidence, and confidence you can earn. But the first thing you have to do is to work with your insecurity. And so many people are afraid of that because, let's say when a confident man faces resistance, when he faces loss, or how he accepts winning, or how he pursues his goals, he does it with his own expression, with what he is. He's never afraid to put himself on the line. He's never afraid to feel those things, or maybe he is, but he goes anyway, or he decides what is going to be best for him. And see, we make a myth of this person. Why? Because you can't be you. Because the guy who needs to be the alpha male is the guy that fears the man who can lose. The man who has some way chosen a lifestyle that is shaped an element of weakness. We run from that. And the more you run from a pain, the more your strength comes from the running from that pain. You are weakness. You are made by weakness. You will live by weakness. And one of the worst things that can happen to you is if you give up who you are for an image because you don't know and you're afraid, and because you've lost and you fear that loss is success from that. And the reason why it is the worst thing is because that success is going to keep you longer and longer from looking at yourself. This happens over and over again with men. Over and over. And we'll talk about what it means possibly to be a real alpha in the cultural sense of the word. But man, so many men, they have traded in their drive, their ambition, how they think, who they are, their personalities, their choice. They're what you want to do, your ambition with life, your presence of your soul, your spirit. They turn it over to what works, what's going to get attention, what's going to be liked, and they never learn what it means to cultivate yourself. Anything that is of your born-to-be quality, which would be your ambition, your purpose, your body, your health, your mind, your sex, your social life, these things are drivers which we cannot turn off. We will always want to be social, even when we're antisocial. We will always want to be sexual, even when we say, I'm writing off women forever. We will always have a goal, even if we get kicked in the balls and told no for the 50th time about a certain project that we wanted to put out there. Because these drivers are of us. They're in our brain. We can't get rid of them. But so many men admit defeat. Look at this. Look at this. In order to be a man, in order to be an alpha male, in order to not get used by women, in order to not be hurt, in order to not be taken advantage, I need to gain traits that make me more powerful. I need to gain traits that somebody else has that is of a completely different philosophy, a completely different mindset than me, that I need to give up what I have and take this path. We see this again and again. I get that they're different. The red pill. Take the red pill. Because somehow, if you took the blue pill or didn't take a pill or somehow it bypassed you, you'd just be going through life with fog and uncertainty, and that man, just figuring out a relationship is just impossible, and you're now in danger and you're hurting masculinity, or the men go their own way. Oh my God, if you don't get this, geez, it's science. MGTOW is science. Women will destroy you and the government fucks you over and blah, 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 blah. Look, man, look. Anything that you live for, my goals, my passion, I'm going to do no matter what. I'm going to fail. I'm going to lose. But the most important thing there is that I put myself on the line. That I put me on the line. That it's not an image. It's not something that you can't touch. I get it, YouTubers. But come down to Austin and meet me, man. You hate me that much to leave a comment? You love me that much to be a fanboy without actually knowing me? Man, get to know me. Fucking A. I want to put myself out there in the world where I can be affected, where it is going to shape me. I don't want to put something that is meaningful out there, that is somehow impervious to pain. That is what we're all running from when we decide to be alpha dudes or decide to be superior guys so that we can go out through life without acknowledging our fears. I want that fear. I want that pain if it is in the line and in the path of my ambition. And the fact that you may not want that, man, maybe that gets in the way of the real alpha societal definition. See, I don't believe in any of that shit. I never thought about it. I never have. But when I hear these traits of what an alpha male does and what I've done with my life, man, maybe it's it, maybe it's not, but I don't fucking give a fuck. You know why? Because I went through life being me. And that perhaps maybe I was too busy doing the things that were important to me, rather than seeing if I fit in through the puzzle of social acceptability written by lesser men. And perhaps you think they're great men and you look up to them in all these ways, but man, any philosophy that tells you that by your nature, how you think now, how you formulate your thoughts, how you formulate your sexuality, your mind, all these different things, you're born to be qualities, that it is somehow flawed to begin with. Without it is an incomplete philosophy or an incomplete man. Because the real thing is that everything is already within you. Sure, society or life or the world has some very, very big obstacles for you to overcome. But they're there to make you better. The chicken that is born with assistance, with the egg being broken out by somebody else, is a chicken that ends up weaker. Your thoughts, your way of dealing with the world, your pressures that are put on you are yours, whether they were deserved or not. But part of life and part of your greatest qualities that are going to make you great is how you live with them. If my ankle's broken, if I am sick, it is my body's job to heal it. If my heart is broken, if I get left by a woman, if I make decisions which end up poorly for me, it is my decision and honor to work with those things. And man, I actually don't trust another man. I don't trust another human being who hasn't worked and lived through their shit. Living your life, owning it, and knowing the value of that is one of the most beautiful things and one of the greatest craftsmen in your morals and your beliefs and man, what you'll call a friend. And who are we if we don't have ourselves? In any case, if you like this sort of thing, or if this sort of concept or idea is something that you want to get in a dialogue with, whether you agree or disagree with it, check the free stuff link down below, because we have free groups, we have paid groups, and in those paid groups, every single one of them, where you give us any sort of money, even if it's $20, man, they come with a lot of interaction. We talk, we get to know each other, we put ourselves out there in the world so that we can be touched and affected and shaped in so many different ways. And this is something that I believe is paramount, especially for men. You know, I'm a men's coach where we have to get to know that. Hopefully you come with us on this journey. Click that link down below, subscribe, leave likes, comments, dislikes, whatever it is. But man, build in the engagement, because what we have is us, and how we touch and connect each other is one of the most important things. Don't sit on the sidelines. Be a part of life. Be you in that part of life. And man, live your life and own it.